How's it going, everybody? This is Stephen Smith with BTA Outdoors. Today we're going to go over something that I see a lot on Facebook, and I know there's a lot of people getting into predator hunting, coyotes, bobcats, whatever, and the Fox Pro X24 is usually what's recommended for new guys that are really wanting to get into it. This collar is a little bit more expensive, but I see a lot of people ask how to get sounds, how to buy sounds, get them onto this collar. And we're going to go over today how to get a sound put on this collar and use it out in the field. I run MFK and Tony Tebby, or TB, however you pronounce that. Sorry if I made a mistake, but TT Sounds and MFK is what is on this collar, plus a lot of the Fox Pro sounds. I'll try to make this video as short as I can, but I want to do everything as detailed as I can where you see exactly how I do it, and this is how I do it. And I'm sure that there's somebody out there, a lot of people probably out there, that are more advanced with laptops and computers, and there's probably a better, easier way, but I'm going to show you how I do it and how I get my sounds on here, and maybe it'll help some of y'all out. I know a lot of people are struggling. It's pretty simple. It just takes a little bit to get calls. It takes a little bit to learn how to do it and not mess up. So I'm gonna go over with you today on how I do it, and maybe it'll help you out some way down the road. If you have any questions, holler at me. I'll be glad to help you any way I can. And as always, hit the subscribe button, like, follow, however you're watching this, wherever you see it. Let's get into it. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go to Fox Pro's website, and you're gonna go over here to resources. You go down to Programming Support Center. Then you scroll down to software links. And if you have Windows, you're going to download the Fox Pro programmer for your Windows. Or if you're on Mac, you're going to download the Mac OS. But you have to have the Fox Pro programmer to put sounds onto Fox Pro calls. So once you get that downloaded, you'll see it's right here. It says Fox Pro programmer. All right, so now we're just gonna go World Wide Web, and we'll just go MFK game calls. All right, so once you find whatever sound you want, and this is MFK's Come Here Lonely Howls, so add to cart. All right, so after you've paid for it, and I hope y'all can see this, after you've paid for it, it'll at the bottom, after you get through paying, it'll say return to merchant. So you go back to merchant, and you're gonna click here to download the sound. So click here. And while that's doing that, I'm gonna bring this down to that. And I use an SD card because I'm going to put that sound on this SD card where I have it from now on. So if you sell your collar, or you got a buddy that's got a collar, you can always put the SD card in your laptop and swap over sounds. So I'll let that download, and then we're going to move it to the SD card. Once it's finished downloading, you'll see it down here. It's downloaded. So I'm going to click it, and I'm going to drag it over here to my SD card. And I'm putting it on the SD card. So you don't need this anymore. All right, so unplug your battery, pull your battery out. And you'll see that hole right there is what that's going to go into. All right. So we've got our collar hooked up with the cord. I'm hooked to the laptop, and we're gonna pull up our Fox Pro programmer. And it'll go through right here, and it'll recognize this device, X24. And then it'll pop up right here. So we'll take and move this over. And you see your source files right here, And these are all the calls that are on your collar are over here. But this will be the first screen that you come to. And what I recommend doing here, and I've already done it, is once this comes up with a brand new caller, or anytime you add calls or anything, you want to back those sounds up. And that way they're always on a document on your laptop. And you always have them if you ever lose them or whatever happens. So we're gonna click and drag in there, and you'll see Come Here Lonely House. So we're gonna click it and insert it. And now it's at the bottom. It's 322. So now I'm gonna go to edit categories. You'll see it over here, right here, edit categories. And this is all your sounds on your device, and these are all the categories that they're assigned to. So I have an MFK category. Just right here. So I'm gonna go over here on the left side, and usually it's the last call on this side. So you're gonna click it, and then I'm gonna click MFK, and I'm gonna insert the selected, and there it's right there. And so now it's actually on the call, and then you want to save and exit. And then I usually back up my sounds right here, but now you can see on the caller files it's the Lonely House right there. So that's pretty much all. So you got your battery. We're gonna go back in with the battery. It's hooked up. All right, so now we're gonna turn our collar on. We're gonna go to our handheld. We're gonna turn it on. Go to your menu, TX1000 settings, download list, confirm list download yes, and wait for it to download. And once everything's downloaded, if there wasn't a problem at all, it'll go back to your menu. So we'll go back and we'll go to my MFK, and there it is, Come Here Lonely House. And then you're back to running like normal. So I hope this. All right, so that's how I put my calls on my collar. I always put them on the SD card. That way you've always got them, and you can back them up on your PC. That way you always have them. I hope this helps people. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you.